The date was August 24th, 2001. A day that started like any other, but would soon be etched into the annals of aviation history. Air Transat Flight 236, an Airbus A330, cut through the night sky, its destination, Lisbon, Portugal. The passengers were blissfully unaware of the drama that would soon unfold. On board were 306 souls, passengers and crew dreaming of sun-kissed vacations. Families, friends, and solo travelers, all with their own stories and destinations in mind. At the helm were Captain Robert Piche and First Officer Dirk de Jager, experienced pilots ready to guide the massive jet across the Atlantic. Their combined experience and calm demeanor would soon be put to the ultimate test. But a silent threat lurked within the belly of the plane. A threat that was invisible to the naked eye, but deadly nonetheless. A fuel leak born from a maintenance error was slowly draining the lifeblood of the aircraft. The precious fuel that kept the engines roaring was seeping away, unnoticed by the crew. Unbeknownst to all, a desperate battle against the odds was about to begin. The pilots would soon face a situation that no amount of training could fully prepare them for. The fate of Flight 236 hung precariously in the balance. As the aircraft soared over the vast Atlantic Ocean, the crew would have to summon every ounce of their skill and courage to avert disaster. The night was calm, but the storm was brewing within the aircraft itself. The fuel gauges began to drop alarmingly, and the pilots quickly realized that they were facing a severe fuel shortage. Communication with air traffic control became frantic as they sought solutions to their dire predicament. Passengers, initially oblivious to the unfolding crisis, began to sense that something was amiss. The once relaxed atmosphere turned tense as flight attendants moved swiftly to secure the cabin. Captain Piche and First Officer de Jager had to make split-second decisions. With fuel running out and no immediate landing options, they prepared for an emergency descent. The aircraft's alarms blared, adding to the chaos. The Airbus A330, now essentially a glider, began its descent towards a small airstrip in the Azores. The pilot's focus was unwavering as they executed emergency landing procedures, hoping to bring everyone safely to the ground. Against all odds, Flight 236 touched down safely. Emergency vehicles rushed to the scene as passengers evacuated, grateful to be alive. The skill and bravery of the crew had averted a catastrophe, turning a potential disaster into a story of survival and heroism. Hours into the flight, the first warning signs appeared. An imbalance in the fuel tanks, a difference in readings between the wings. Initially, a minor annoyance. Perhaps a gauge malfunctioned. The pilots ran through their checklists, trying to pinpoint the issue. Little did they know, they were feeding fuel to a leaking engine. The situation worsened with every passing moment. The fuel they thought they had was vanishing into the night sky, mile by unforgiving mile. The pilots contacted Air Transat maintenance. They discussed the readings, the discrepancies. Could the gauges be wrong? The answer came back. The fuel on board should be sufficient. Continue to Lisbon. But the gauges told a different story, and the pilots trusted their instincts. Something was very wrong. They made a crucial decision to divert to Layas Air Base in the Azores, a small island chain in the vast Atlantic. It was their only hope. A tiny haven in a sea of dark water. Mayday. At 6:13 UTC, the nightmare became a reality. Engine number 2, starved of fuel, sputtered and died. The silence was deafening. The Airbus, moments ago a symbol of modern engineering, was now a metal glider, gliding on borrowed time. The pilots sent out a mayday call, their voices tight with urgency. They were losing altitude, losing precious time. Inside the cabin, oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. Panic welled up, but the crew, their voices calm, prepared the passengers for an emergency landing. Section 539,000 feet, 0 thrust. The aircraft was cruising smoothly, the passengers unaware of the impending crisis. The sky was clear, and the Atlantic Ocean stretched endlessly below. 13 minutes later, the unthinkable happened. The first engine failed, a catastrophic event that sent shockwaves through the cockpit. The pilots were trained for emergencies, but this was beyond their worst nightmares. The second engine, starved of its lifeblood, went silent. The once powerful roar of the engines was replaced by an eerie silence. The aircraft was now a glider, a massive metal bird with no thrust. They were now at 39,000 feet in a plane designed to fly, not glide. The pilots' faces were etched with concern as they watched the altitude drop. Every second counted, and every decision was critical. But Captain Piche was not a stranger to gliders. His determination was unwavering. He had spent countless hours in his youth mastering the art of gliding, a skill that seemed almost irrelevant until now. He had flown them in his younger years, a skill he never imagined would be his salvation. Those days of carefree soaring through the skies had prepared him for this moment, a moment he never anticipated. Using his knowledge, he fought to keep the plane aloft, to buy precious time, to give his passengers even a slim chance of survival. The cabin crew worked tirelessly to keep everyone calm, while the passengers clung to hope. Captain Piche's hands moved with precision, his mind racing through every possible scenario. The fate of everyone on board rested on his shoulders, and he was determined not to let them down. The horizon loomed ahead, a distant promise of safety as the glider continued its descent. Section 6. Lajes or bust. The Azores were still a distant hope, a speck on the radar. Every minute was a victory. The plane was losing altitude steadily, but it was still flying. Inside the cabin, the mood was tense, a mixture of fear and fragile hope. The passengers prayed, cried, and comforted each other. They were completely in the hands of the pilots, two men who refused to give up. Section 7. A controlled crash landing. As the runway at Lajes appeared on the horizon, relief washed over the cockpit. But the ordeal was far from over. Landing a plane without engine power is a delicate dance, a controlled crash. The Airbus hit the tarmac hard, tires screaming. The plane shuddered, bounced, and finally came to a stop. Inside the cabin, cheers erupted, mixed with sobs of relief. They had made it. Against all odds, they were alive. Section 8. Triumph over tragedy. All 306 passengers and crew survived. It was a miracle, a testament to the skill of the pilots and the resilience of the human spirit. The world watched in awe as news of the Gimli glider, as Flight 236 became known, spread like wildfire. It was a story of human error, but also of courage, skill, and a refusal to give up. Section 9. Lessons learned. The near disaster of Flight 236 sent shockwaves through the aviation world. Investigations revealed the chain of errors that had brought the plane to the brink of disaster. Changes were made, procedures reviewed. The incident became a case study, a stark reminder that even in our age of technological marvels, human error can have terrifying consequences. Section 10. Legacy of Flight 236. The story of Air Transat Flight 236 is not just a tale of survival. It is a narrative that delves deep into the heart of aviation, showcasing the resilience and determination of the human spirit. It is a powerful reminder of the importance of training, the rigorous preparation that pilots undergo to handle the most unexpected situations. It highlights the necessity of clear thinking under pressure, the ability to remain calm and composed when every second counts. And it underscores the unwavering human will to live, the instinctual drive to survive against all odds. The Gimli glider continues to inspire, a symbol of hope and a testament to the enduring spirit of those who fly. This incident is not just a chapter in a textbook, it is a living, breathing example of what can be achieved with skill, courage, and a bit of luck. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of those who fly, the pilots who train tirelessly, the crew who work diligently, and the passengers who trust them with their lives. It is a story etched in the annals of aviation history, a narrative that will be told and retold for generations to come. A reminder that even when all hope seems lost, sometimes, just sometimes, miracles do happen. It is a beacon of hope, a story that reminds us of the incredible feats humans are capable of when faced with adversity. The legacy of Flight 236 will forever be a shining example of human resilience and the unbreakable will to survive.